We've talked about it before. SM2, SM squared, the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and then some that we all want. Actually, scratch that. No, that we deserve as COD fans. It's like COD Mobile and COD Online all in one Call of Duty game, but it's being developed by a small team of community members like you or I, but unlike me, actually know a thing or two about how to build a game. Today, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update here on the project that we talked about recently because it did actually hit a new milestone, and as a result, we learned a little bit more about some cool details on what's upcoming from the dev team. So that said, drop your thoughts down below. Are you looking forward to, are you following this project? Would you like to see more consistent updates here as they happen on the channel to keep you in the loop with this project? Whatever the case, feel free to drop your thoughts down below. And as well, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all things COD, whether that be fan-made projects like this one, all the Season 2 content coming this week, or anything further out into the future, like Modern Warfare 2, which is rumored to be coming later this year. Make sure you stick it here on the channel. I'd love to have you in the community. That said, let's jump right into it. First, if you didn't hear our recent discussion here on this, what is SM2? Well, it's a classic Modern Warfare 2, the Modern Warfare 2 from 2009 mod, but not in the sense of like 10th Prestige lobby mods, but instead a modification of the base build of the game to expand upon that content offering. This will be something that acts as a COD Mobile or as a COD Online, a sort of hub as their main goal, bringing all parts of all different COD games and putting it all into one location for all players who can play what they want. This will be PC only, but for those that may not be as fluent on mouse and keyboard as they are on controller, it will be something that there is controller support for this planned with your traditional aim assist there as well for those that will need it. So while all types of different players can play this, it will be PC only, simply because you can't submit these things to Microsoft and Sony, it just wouldn't get published. PC allows for free access to some modifications, especially with Steam games being relatively easy to work around with, so that expansion of the base game is something that can actually be booted and then expanded upon. But it's going to be a ton of stuff put all into one, and as a COD fan, it gets me excited for what's upcoming. There's going to be tons of weapons, which we'll cover in detail here in a few moments, because that's one of the big things that was expanded upon. A full weapons list was given of all the weapons coming at the launch of this project. Online and private play, which if you play private, you can use invite-only lobby keys, a career system with a full-fledged ranking and automated prestige system, collections, server browsers, theater mode, and in-game currency that's actually done right with no outside factors other than just simply your playtime, allowing you to earn and collect rewards. Modern Warfare 3's point streak system with all 3 strike packages, even including some new streaks, 24 perks, some new, some old. Modern Warfare 2's removed clan tag support, a new melee weapon slot similar to Modern Warfare Remastered where it does not cost you a weapon to have a melee, a ping system as seen in Warzone, 40+ menu music options, and so much more, but all of this in the original Modern Warfare 2 PC box. Being that it's built upon the original Modern Warfare 2 game engine though, IW4, it runs on a base 32-bit operating system, which means 2 things, one good and one bad. Good being, well, it can only allocate a max of 4 GB of RAM to the game, which means that by most standards of today's computing world, you can run it on basically anything. Laptop, gaming rig, hell, even a Surface tablet or something like that can probably run it. The bad being, though, it can only allocate a max of 4 GB of RAM to the game, meaning that us, the future consumers, don't see the issues that this can cause in development. The SM2 team has been completely redesigning a ton of the game to fit the ambitious size and scope of the project so that it can fit with that only 4 GB of RAM. But to us, that really just means that it's going to take a little bit more time in the process of releasing this thing. So as for an ETA, there isn't one just yet, but it is something that, looking at this, looking at how small the dev team is by comparison to a full COD studio, no less multiple COD studios, I'm not in any rush here with this. Take your time, man. This is absolutely something that it's a passion project from them. So I have no right being like, hurry up and give us this game. It's a side project, something they're just having fun making. They're not making a dime out of it. It's just made in their free time. So as a COD fan, I'm just appreciative this is even in development. But anyways, clearly people are interested as they just announced that this crossed 100,000 members. Growing interest is out there. I've seen a lot of videos as of recently also talking about this, which is cool, and it seems like a lot of people are eagerly awaiting this. So huge kudos to the team. Like seriously, 100,000 people waiting for this game is a huge number. That's just awesome to see that so many people are interested in this project. Having followed it from the very beginning when it was initially announced, I'm incredibly excited that so many people are also stoked to see this as well. But that said, as a result of their thanks for 100,000 sort of thing, they ended up giving us a little bit more details on what's coming, including a full weapons list, a look at 3 new maps also coming in development, or rather returning from previous COD games, but new to us in this project, I should say, and a few other things. So let's start out with probably the biggest thing here out of this is that full weapons list. Now, previously, they had detailed some of these weapons, but there were a lot of things that were left of this list listed as classified. But we now have the entire listing of 124 weapons. And for context, Vanguard has 43 right now as of this video being published, 45 as of tomorrow with Season 2's launch, so nearly triple that launching with this game. Roughly 2 full COD games after 6 seasons of support right off the rip here for this fan-made project. They include a ton of classics across all different COD games, as we've mentioned, and we'll see more in the future. Now, to spare you the monotony of listing off 124 weapons named, they're on screen in the background here for you guys to check out if there's anything that really stands out to you, but across like 12 or 13 different Call of Duty titles, we're seeing all of these weapons start to come into one singular location, and that to me is really cool. There's a ton of classics here with this: the ACR, the AK-47, the Commando, the Galil, the ARX, the M16, the M8A7. There's a ton of different weapons, and if you've probably enjoyed one weapon out of any Call of Duty game, it's probably going to be included in this list. So when this launches, there's going to be a ton of awesome stuff here to go with this, and there's even more going to be coming in the future. SM2 is said to be supporting the seasonal model of expansion as time goes on, though likely longer seasons than what we're used to right now. Usually in Call of Duty, within the mainline or premium titles, we'll see these last each about like 2 months or so, but I'd imagine these last a little bit longer, but with similar, if not maybe a little bit less content, just because this is a small dev team. The manpower isn't there. Plus, it's a passion project. They're not making a dime off of this, so it's something that we'll see this updated every so often, and to which that makes me even more excited. But one thing that I'm really curious about is the amount of camos here with this. They did say that there's going to be the ability to rank up your weapons and then earn camos for each of them, but with 124 weapons, if they put a mastery camo in on this, man, that might actually be the biggest challenge in any Call of Duty ever, depending on how many camo challenges are associated to get gold on each weapon. So to have to do that 124 times, that's kind of crazy. But if that's the case, maybe we'll just do it here on the channel. The team also detailed what they called signature variants, in which that's kind of going to be like the cosmetic only variants that we've seen in the past, but they're going to be more so stable and constantly locked, having attachments that you can't change out, and by design have a camo or pattern associated with them that makes them unique, but also that you can't change. So that'll be a cool way to see how they tackle all of that, but that was detailed a little bit as well. Anyways, outside of that, from their 100,000 celebration, they ended up detailing a little bit about 3 coming maps to the project as well: Getaway from Modern Warfare 3, Hard Hat from Modern Warfare 3, and Shipment from Call of Duty 4. Now, Hard Hat and Shipment are absolute classics, but you might not necessarily be as familiar with Getaway if you didn't play a whole ton of Modern Warfare 3. That was a face-off map that was introduced via the Elite DLC model, so it might not be one you're as familiar with, but all of these were sort of retouched, having gone through a series of visual tweaks in order to make them a little bit more vibrant and more modernized, as the SM2 team described. And honestly, I think it looks great, especially again coming back and playing just on the Modern Warfare 2 engine of things. There's only so much you can do, but they made it look incredible if you ask me. So overall, seeing a little bit of the new stuff introduced here or revealed to us, this entire weapons log, the new maps coming along with everything, and all things like that, I'm seriously just incredibly excited here for this. I know that we might still be a ways off here from even just the first playable test of this, but dude, it looks to be like every Call of Duty player's dream. And technically, I guess, is free. You just need to buy the base of Modern Warfare 2, which I think is cheap on Steam. I'm not entirely sure, if I'm honest with you, but it is something that for that base entry, you'd gain access to like 11 or 12 or 13 games worth of content, all put into one location with a new leveling system, a new way to play and support the game going forward, that you could just get lost in this, man. And I feel like once it releases, I will get lost in it. The only worry that I have is that this might get shut down. Activision doesn't like any competition here with this, especially when it comes to the Call of Duty IP. So fingers crossed this doesn't. It's a very gray area right now in which this whole project seems to fall in, where I'm hopeful that we see this release, but that's just my biggest fear, man, is that, like, no, they're not making any profit on it or anything like that, but 100,000 people interested in this. that could definitely cut into what we see in terms of the daily player counts for all 3 main supported games right now. So I don't know, man. The future is definitely interesting, but the more and more I hear about this, the more and more I want to play this, the more and more I really want to see this happen. So let me know your thoughts down below. Are you guys looking forward to SM2? Do you want to hear some more updates as they happen here and have me keep you up to date so that you're in the know when things happen? Whatever the case, feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things SM2. Season 2 content here coming up for the mainline titles, and even further out, likely Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2 stuff here on the channel. So if you're interested, I'd love to have you in the community. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.